So, a man yesterday was arrested in Myrtleford, Victoria, for alleging to be helping Dezi Freeman. But what I'm being told is that local police are using their powers to raid people's houses that they couldn't raid before without a
All I
warrant.
have in this world is my laws and my word, and I don't break them for good. Do you understand?
There's been another development in the now nearly month-long search for alleged cop killer Dezi Freeman. Rebecca Powell is in Melbourne with the details. And Beck, police have swooped on a property in Victoria's northeast.
Chris, heavily armed tactical police wearing camouflaged gear swooped on a house at Myrtleford in the state's northeast. Police surrounded the house first and then went in, guns drawn, about 4 p.m. yesterday. They say they were there searching for illegal guns, part of the wider manhunt for alleged cop killer Dezi Freeman. This is the largest tactical police operation ever undertaken in Australia, and there is a $1 million.
Like, if this is how easy it is for them to raid people's houses, like for them saying that they have involvement with Dezi Freeman, like this is an absolute joke. This has gotten to an absolute joke. This is costing $1 million a day for these people to be searching in an area that is quite possibly the wrong area. And I will prove why in a moment, in my point.
Bounty for information leading to his arrest. A man was seen being taken away in handcuffs, but Victoria Police said no arrests were made. Witnesses described their shock arriving home to their street to find it was blocked off.
We were driving home from Wodonga and all the army people were on the road and they said that we couldn't come down the street, but we said that we lived here and my little brother was home alone. So they basically said that we couldn't go home.
The search for Freeman is in its fourth week with still no confirmed sighting of him. Chris?
Thanks, Rebecca.
So if this is how easy it is to raid somebody's houses and just claim that they have knowledge of Dezi Freeman or know where Dezi Freeman is or helping Dezi Freeman, like it just shows like this is an absolute joke. And I just think that there's so much more going on here than we must realize. Like they're spending $1 million per day in trying to find Dezi Freeman in a place that he quite obviously is not. So they have the best of our country's search of capabilities trying to find this place for 25 days now and still no sight at all. So this is what I'm telling you what would have happened. They know that Dezi walked off into the bush by himself, and they know that later on that him, his wife, and his children met up at an undisclosed location. And then the following day, the wife gets arrested with the children, and still Dezi is not found. So you can't tell me that in that time that they have taken their vehicle and they've gone and picked up Dezi and they have got him well away from there, which is quite obvious what is going on here. Because if they still think that this person and if they're saying that the community is helping out as much as they are, they obviously believe it. And if they obviously believe it, well, then he's going to be long gone by now. And there's much more places where you could be putting $1 million per day. That is for sure. But Dezi is definitely not in that area. And this is like all information that can be found on public saying he walked off into the bush by himself. He met up with his wife and his children later on that night at an undisclosed location. And then they separated. And so you can't tell me that when they separated, she didn't drive him to safety. But even if she didn't drive him to safety, he could definitely be well out of that area of so dense bushland in under 24 hours. Like it may be very dense bushland, but there are so many roads in and out of that place. And I guarantee you, if he is the prepper that everybody says he is and was planning this as long as they say he was, and this is all information, what the media are saying. So what else are we led to believe? We're led to believe that he was preparing this for a long time. and is very, very like knowledgeable in the bush and that terrain. And if that is the case, I think it just proves like right then and there that like Desi is long gone, and Desi was long gone before that wife was arrested the next day. And I would imagine that they arrested her when she was probably on her way back from dropping Desi to whatever location he is. Now, you've got to understand, they've got every single bit of technology, what they have today, out there looking for Desi. But most of all, they have things like canines, canines that look for people, canines that look for bodies. They have every type of sniffing dog out there, and they still to this day have zero idea where Desi is. And what's more is they're using an abuse of power to raid people's houses and say that they have contact with Desi when they quite obviously don't. If they honestly believed that that man who was arrested in Myrtleford had any contact with Desi, he wouldn't have been released uncharged. And I can tell you, I am from the Northeast, and people are saying that the police are using an abuse of power to raid people's houses that they normally wouldn't be able to raid without a warrant. And so this is absolutely what's going on. Why did they raid that person's house? If it's enough to say that, oh yeah, this person has had contact with Desi or whatnot to raid the house, it just goes to show that like they have absolutely nothing. They have no idea what they're doing. $1 million is being spent every single day. It's 25 days on, and they still have no idea where Desi is. So where's all the money going? Like, when are you going to move the search? Like, isn't this what happens with search? Don't you like slowly like move on to different places? Why is the search team still in the same spot? Like, forgive me if I'm wrong, but like I said, this is all information that is publicly can be found online, and this is all information that is fed to us by the media. So forgive me for believing anything else, but if everything they're saying is true, then surely this man is not there. Like, and I haven't heard anybody else speak about this either. So like, I just believe that like if that was me, and I had my if I had access to a vehicle, like definitely I'm going to be driving 100 kilometers in the opposite direction, and then yeah, separating with my wife and kids. But that's definitely what I would do. You let me know what you guys think in the comment section, because I think this is absolutely crazy. And now they're also threatening 20 years prison time. So 20 years prison time for anybody who is harboring Desi or aiding and abetting in helping him get away from the police. Like, this is things that you've never heard of either. Like, I know of people that have been to prison for harboring fugitives before, and these are sentencing guidelines that I've never heard of. So, like, what is actually going on here? What did Desi really do to, like, obviously it is an absolute, if what they say took place, yeah, it is absolutely abhorrent that two police officers lost their life that day. But why were they going there with 10 police officers like they say? What has Desi done that is so serious? And like I said the other day, the magistrate in that same case that Dezi Freeman is involved with was involved with a corruption case with mine. And I just think that, yeah, there's a little bit more going on behind the scenes now. And I think that Australia are a little bit more smarter than this. And yeah, it's just becoming more and more of a joke as the time goes on. Like, $1 million a day is being spent to look for this man, and they still have not one trace, not one hair, not one bit of evidence, not nothing, which just, in my experience, proves that this dude is so far gone now. And yeah, like, I think that the police are obviously wasting time and money here. But let me know what you guys think, what I've said here, because like, everything, like I said, I have spoken about here is all public record, what you can find online. They all think that he was a prepper. They think that he was preparing this. And yeah, so like, if that is the case and he is the bushman who you say he is, and like I said the other day, he's trying to like kung fu panda because he's got a black belt belt, cross Rambo, cross Bear Grylls. And if he is that person, well, then, yeah, I would definitely say he is definitely long gone by now. But let me know what you guys think in the comment
A new
section.
warning today. Anyone helping alleged double cop killer Dezi Freeman could face decades in jail as the manhunt enters its fourth week. Let's go live to 9 Melbourne reporter Kiara Parker. Kiara, police
So, like I said, this is like sentencing you have never heard for aiding another criminal or another fugitive.
recently detained a hooded man.
Yeah, heavily armed police, some in camouflage gear, raided a Myrtleford home late on Friday in connection to the manhunt to Dezi Freeman. They were looking for illegal guns and detained a man. It comes as a law expert warns anyone assisting Dezi Freeman's escape from authorities or impeding their apprehension could face up to 20 years in jail. Police have warned anyone
20 years in jail for helping him. Like I said, this is not heard of before.
harbouring the 56-year-old is committing a crime. Dezi Freeman hasn't been seen since two police officers were shot dead at Pawnpunka on August 26, sparking one of Australia's largest ever manhunts. As he said, that manhunt is entering its fourth week. Hundreds of officers daily are looking for him, and that record $1 million reward for information leading to his arrest is still on offer. Despite hundreds of tip-offs, Lizzie, there's still been no sign of the fugitive.
Where are you, Desi? Where you bloody gone, Desmond? So yeah, not really much has changed except for it seems to be people are getting arrested that shouldn't be getting arrested. But yeah, I mean, what do we know? 25 days ago, two police officers were shot. Desi took off into the bush with his family, and yeah, has not been seen since. But I would suggest that what I said earlier in the video, that's exactly what was happened. His family have taken him to safety, and then that's when they've been apprehended coming back from taking him from safety. It just makes no sense for him to be in that area. And like I said, if he is as bush savvy as they say he is, well, Desi is definitely still not in that same area what they have been searching for 25 days. Why hasn't the search area changed? Like, if there's $1 million being spent every single day on searching for this man, how come the whole search area is still the same searching area what you started? It doesn't make sense. So much of this whole thing does not make sense. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I think the more and more time goes on, the more and more this case stinks. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, guys, jump down there, shoot me a subscription. I will keep everybody updated with this Desi stuff. Whenever a new update drops, I'll keep everybody updated. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where this case goes in the future, because it's actually turning into quite a comical charade actually. And I think the Australian public is getting quite pissed off, to be honest. And yeah, well, there you go, guys. I am the Chaos Chronicles. Once again, if you haven't already subscribed, jump down there, shoot me a subscription. If you hit that bell icon, you'll never miss any of my clips again. I have been the Chaos Chronicles. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And don't do drugs and crime, and you won't end up in prison. We out.